Hi, everyone. I'm Sarah Vancaster, Vice President of Product Marketing at Varicent, and I'm joined in this video series by two experts among experts. Martin Fleming is Varicent's Chief Revenue Scientist and former Chief Economist at IBM and Fellow at the University of Manchester. Danny Veksler is our guest and Managing Director at KPMG. Danny has over 15 years of experience in consulting sales and revenue teams on transformative journeys, advising companies of all shapes and sizes, from startups to the world's most prominent organizations. Thank you both for being here. As you know, the goal of these conversations is to explore relatable trends that we're seeing in the broader market, the impact to sales and revenue teams, and most importantly, what revenue leaders can do to combat these trends. So with that in mind, let's focus this conversation on the tech trend that no one can ignore at the moment, artificial intelligence. Martin, for many sales leaders, deciding where and how to invest in AI still remains a conundrum. Everyone's feeling they should be embracing it, but many don't know where to start or if their investments are really doing what they need them to. So specific technical details around AI aside, we can save that for another video series. What are the business benefits, both from a C-suite and executive level and for sales and operational teams, of using these advanced predictive tools?
So, Sarah, as you know, artificial intelligence and machine learning, we hear both terms, are really all about making predictions, predicting what action can be and should be taken, and making recommendations, recommending what video we might want to watch or what product we might want to buy. The same set of predictions and recommendation capabilities can be applied in the sales environment. And in doing so, there are significant benefits that will be delivered. We have the ability to anticipate events. Can be events around closing sales, can be events around achieving a target, a quota target. Could be an event around a seller, attriting or leaving an organization, or a customer churning out of an organization. There's also discovery and insight that becomes available as a result of these capabilities. And thirdly, it allows us to enhance and focus on our customer relationships as opposed to the tools and the mechanism and all of the other work that might go on in a more manual environment. And then finally, improving communication and the communication with sellers and the productivity of sellers. So what does this mean from a C-suite perspective? It helps to reduce uncertainty. It helps to reduce volatility and sustain the ability to generate revenue and achieve targets. And ultimately, the decisions that chief financial officers and CEOs have to make helps with the allocation of capital to know where the sales organization is being effective and being productive and what their capacity is and where capital might need to be elsewhere allocated. From a sales leader's perspective, it really changes how work is done. Sales leaders will be leading in a different way. It improves alignment around C-suite goals and allows reduced contention about possible business outcomes, and allows sales leaders to devote more time to customer relationships as opposed to necessarily refereeing or discussing disputes among sellers and what they're going to achieve. And then ultimately allows sales leaders to increase the amount of time and focus on recruiting and coaching top skill and top talent for a sales organization. So there are many benefits, and we're on the cusp of a brand new world from a sales leadership perspective, and one that we're going to find will introduce dramatic change over the next several years.
So certainly incredible possibilities, and thank you for laying those out, Martin, both from that executive perspective as well as the value that could be delivered for sales leaders and their teams. And now let's kind of dig into some real world examples of how we're seeing some of this already. Danny, I imagine AI is coming up in just about every conversation you have with clients. So could you share an example of sales executives that you're working with who have successfully started to deploy AI solutions? What are you seeing that's working and is really delivering some of these impacts that Martin was just describing?
Thanks, Sarah. One of the hardest aspects for organizations isn't necessarily to get analytics anymore. Analytics have been around long enough where every organization has, some level of access to analytics and insights that can be informative. But for too many organizations, it's a science experiment and it's not actually translating to action. And one of the more innovative, ways that we're seeing this, deployed is actually through our private equity channel, where the need to create value quickly and predictably is central to their investment theses around their portfolio companies. And, one example of analytics that we've, been deploying within this private equity channel is by understanding customer lifetime value and the activities at a very personalized level that are going to increase customer lifetime value versus those that could actually be harmful to customer lifetime value. And as the complexity for sales leaders increases to both play a game of defense around protecting existing revenue while playing offense in growing new revenue, understanding how to orchestrate all of your go-to-market in a very personalized and targeted way around the customers that are actually contributing to that revenue is critical. But then taking that, making it actionable, and understanding, where do I need to deploy my people? How do I need to incentivize them? How do I drive focus and productivity in their day-to-day work? And how do I replicate what top performers are going to intuitively do and make that, a mainstay within my core and low performers in order to shift my performance to the right, is becoming an increasingly important aspect within this private equity offering. And when you think about the maturity of the organizations that many private equity firms are targeting, the idea that we're able to deploy AI to create value in very short timeframes and have very strong ROI around the investments that they're putting forward around front office innovation, it tells me that really everybody in the market is capable of doing it. And in the blueprint is there, the capabilities are democratized and readily available. And, we're finding tremendous success in bringing tech, people, and process together in a way around artificial intelligence that is really critical for being competitive in this market.
Thank you for sharing, Danny. And it's so exciting to see these theoretical benefits that you're right. So many have been trying to get to for so long, and everyone has lots of data, lots of tools, but now more and more being able to leverage these predictive capabilities. Great example that you just shared with the private equity firm, but definitely seeing more of this across the board. And AI is certainly something that we at Varicent have adopted as well. Our solutions that include AI capabilities are really designed to help customers amplify and optimize their go-to-market strategies, just like you were describing, Danny, and really create a more connected path to revenue from the goals that you need to achieve to really figuring out that right path to get there. So for anyone tuned in, as you continue to explore AI's value to your sales teams, we can help along that journey and really deliver confidence in your go-to-market plans to help you drive more sustainable growth. So Danny and Martin, thank you both for the time. And for anyone tuned in, To hear these two discuss additional challenges and opportunities that revenue leaders are facing, continue to explore this video series on controlling revenue volatility.